Now, from Pretty Vishy to her ex, Simple Boy Steve. Stevo Simple Boy is one of those characters as well who is, I don't know, he's gone through a lot of stuff, especially when it comes to his relationships. Most of the women that he's publicly been with or we've known so far have either cheated on him to an extent. Recently, we spoke about it on the show where he actually, one of his ex-wife got pregnant by someone else, and she was trying to plant this pregnancy on him until the father of the child actually came and said, hey, by the way, this isn't your child. You really need to look out for that. And obviously that relationship ended. But his wars seem to always kind of come to an end, and then something new comes up. We all saw the videos. In case you didn't, I'll describe it to you. Stevo Simple Boy is performing at one of the local shows that we have over here, a show that actually does a lot of musical presentations, and you have, you know, a group of young people dancing and enjoying themselves. It's just like a hype party, but in studio and televised, right? Basically, Stevo Simple Boy was on stage. He was, you know, doing his thing. I think he was in the middle of an interview, just about to get into the musical bit of the show. And for a second there, he actually clasped onto his thighs. And honestly, at first, you actually think maybe he's just needing to, I don't know, adjust something. Maybe it's a shoelace or something. He clasped onto his thighs, and then next thing we saw him falling backwards, like right on his head. The host, Aziza Hashim, wasn't too sure what was happening. At least that is my opinion. I don't think she was sure what was happening. With all the kiki that people keep trying to get, in my mind, I'd have probably gone the same way. Is he just like trying to create some, I don't know, is this an antic? Is this a prop, a prank? What is happening? But he actually fell onto the ground and didn't come up for a while. And they cut to commercial break, so we don't know how long it actually took for him to actually come up or get up from this fainting spell that he had just experienced. Anyway, a lot of people obviously started to make speculations. What is happening? Did he fall? Was it, as I said, was it a prank? Was he actually falling from hunger? What was going on with him? And a lot of people started the narrative of, yeah, he was actually really hungry, so he fell. Like, it was hunger that caused him to lose energy, and therefore he fell. And I'm just like, okay, I see how that hypothetically could work. You know, it could also be heat. There was too much heat in the studio, and therefore he felt heat exhaustion and he fell. Like, there's so many reasons why someone could fall. Why did we go to hunger? Do you know what I mean?
What do you think
are
of
we
him?
so invested in the fact that, I don't know, we believe that he's broke, that he can't afford food? Do you know, some of these things that we normally parade are just very problematic. So that's the natural assumption. People said that he was hungry and he fell. Obviously, this is horrible to him. It gives very much povo. You know, like, we are looking at him like a povo. And basically, his manager came through, and he actually really very quickly cleared the air, and he said, you guys need to stop. Like, all these haters coming up and saying that he was hungry and therefore he fainted. What is that? The reason why he fainted was actually from exhaustion, and it took a toll on him, and he just fell. Which is also not a very good thing, if you're being entirely honest. Like, if you are exhausted to the point where you are literally summoning the energy to come and perform somewhere, I feel like you can always cancel the show. Reschedule. Like, you don't need to be there. If you're feeling this exhausted, you really do not need to be anywhere. Just go get some rest, some R&R, and then come on the next week or the next day even. And honestly, this is also a huge problem for me, because yes, his manager was refuting the fact that he was hungry, but then pushing the narrative that he was exhausted. So what does that make you as a manager? You're supposed to be a talent manager. A talent manager is supposed to have your best interests at heart. It's like, your manager is supposed to be making sure that you are on point, you have gotten to these places on time, your per diem is, if there's a payment, like, they're supposed to make sure you are 100%, so that when you show up, you show out. So I also have a problem with that. Like, he needs to have a conversation about that as well, because what is happening? Anyway, Stevo Simple Boy also came out and said, that we always try and cause him trouble, and he said he asked us why we're trying to ruin his relationship with his manager, like, why we're trying to get rid of his manager. And honestly, I think it's just pure concern. In all honesty, yes, it was weird that people went to the hunger, but it was just people being concerned about you. Like, what is going on in your camp? Is everything okay? People assuming that it's the ex that you had and the baby revelation that probably happened, which they cleared and said, no, of course not. That happened many years ago. Ultimately, Stevo Simple Boy just needs people around him that care for him enough to actually make sure that he's okay. That's all I can say.
Now, I feel like artists, especially in Kenya, need to learn something about PrEP.
preparation before you get on the show, before you do a performance. A show like the one he was in is a very high energy type of show. So of course, before you go and, you know, you've been on the car, you've been traveling, maybe you've been at the office, you've just been chilling the whole day. And then you get in a car, you're still chilling. You know, your body rate is still okay.
Your heart rate,
you get into the studio, you wait, and then before he actually, you know, came to do the interview, you know how there are dancers, there's hype, there's nini. That's what he did. He danced, he performed, he did everything, and then it was time for the interview. There was no, you know, that small like 1 minute where I can jog around and let my body cool down on its own. Nothing. You guys need to take a few, you know, leaves from the books of Akina Savara. Like, have you ever noticed, like, anytime he does like something like that, before he gets on the show, he'll do a small warm-up, then do the show, give it the best he can do, and then he does a small cool down, maybe just walking around, jogging around, just something to bring him back. But now mulimuingiza ametoka kwa gari, akakuja akakatika, akadance, akaperform, simple boy, and then you immediately after he's doing an interview, of course it's overwhelming. So I do understand, but I feel like that should have been prep on his own part, for the most part.
Yeah, actually, you're right. Because even I think we've had another person who came on to set.
He was literally doing push-ups before he
actually got on stage, and it's not even a high performance kind of show. So yeah, I think you're correct.
Just to get your body ready for something.